Welcome to Juice United show. And Man United have won 3-0 at Old Trafford, and they're through to the semi-finals. A nice, comfortable win in the end, but it didn't look too comfortable early on. It was still comfortable, but it was one of them games where it was just a bit. What was the word you used, Garf, earlier on in the game? It's a bit disjointed.
Disjointed, yeah, 100%, man, yeah.
Yeah, it was a bit on the disjointed side, but look, we got the win, we got the clean sheet again. It's another win, and it's just great. What do you think, huh? What do you think?
Semi-finals of the Cup, can't grumble. Like the result flattered us in the end, the 2 goals from Rashford right at the end, because it wasn't a 3-0 win by any stretch of the imagination. Listen, do you know what I took away from that game, Nath? That team, our second team, is not good enough. We need players, because McTominay, we'll get into the player rating. McTominay is just not it. Fred is good in spurts. Obviously, we're going to get into Antony later. He needs to do more. Garnacho's awesome. I'll give him that. Alanga, don't play him up front. Just put one of the kids up there, mate. I don't like, or play Rashford for he's not a striker. Yeah, I'd rather seen Antony in the forward position and Alanga on the wing or something. It's madness to me, that was. But
it looks like
we got.
Alanga looks like he's like 100-meter sprinter. Like, it just looks like he's just sprinting in a straight line down, and he just, that's it. There's nothing really else to see from him, to be fair. But look, we won the game. We did play most of the youth, and we did get we got some youth players playing as well. Casemiro played as well, so that was good to let him get his first run out, a start, and extended minutes. More than what you usually get when you come in on.
Yeah, far more. I thought that. Yeah, what are you getting? The full 60, didn't he? Pretty much, if not more. Yeah,
quite a bit. So I'm happy about that. Again, I'm just happy we've won the game and we've got through. But again, we're going to come up against some big fish on Saturday, and obviously we're in such good form. But it still feels, something inside me still feels like we need to be very cautious. Very cautious. But anyway, that's for the next thingy. I have got some points. I want to make. How do you want to do this, Garf? I can talk about each point quick, and then you can mention what you're saying, or talk about each point and you can talk about each point I make. I don't know. You want to do that?
Let's do it how we do it. You go through it, mate. If there's anything I want to throw in, I'll throw it in, mate. You know what I mean? Right. So, but yeah, you're usually on point, mate. So I'm usually just going, no, I agree with you entirely, mate.
Well, Jinwei says it's nice to see Ten Hag giving the youth a chance and show himself. It definitely was. Yeah. But look, I am a little bit harsh today. And people thinking I'm a little bit harsh today. We've been chatting in the group while we've been watching. But listen, I got to say what I see. And that's what I see. I'm happy the win is there.
Oh, we're starting with it.
I'm starting with it, bro. I'm starting with my first thing I noticed is I'm going to put this thing up, yeah? I'm just going to say it how it is. Somebody said this before. And I wasn't going to say it like he said it that early, because I'm like, nah. I need to give him some more time. I want to see what else he's got in the locker. Some games you can't do things. But then when you've got the opportunity to do everything that you're about, now I can see what you are. And Antony, that's what we call him. That's what they call him. Paul Scholes said he's a one-trick pony. Now, if that one trick can rip you up every time, all good. But my point is, when you're in the Prem, and if you've got that cut-in shot, they're going to tell every single team to stop him cutting in and shooting. So the problem I've got is, what happens when you cut off that cut-in shot? What else has Antony got? I haven't seen anything else yet. I haven't seen him take the ball down the line. I haven't seen him do anything with his left foot. Once he gets down the line, he's got to use his right or use the left. But his left ain't good enough to be able to use the left when he's gone down the right. So for me, I know what I'm seeing in Antony. I know what I'm getting. I still like the player. But my point is, I know exactly what he is and exactly what he gives to the side. He does give us more than a lot of teams have given. A lot of players have given us on the right. But it isn't what I was expecting. That's my point in number one. Garth, you got anything to add to that?
You know, on this one, obviously, as you say, we've been in the group going back and forth about it. This is not as harsh as now I know what you're getting at. It's not as harsh as I thought initially. I don't agree he's only a one-trick pony. I agree we need to see more from him, though. I do think he's playing a role that he's told to play as well. I really do, because I think he's got the talent. I've watched a lot of him now from his Ajax days, and he was taking men on then, but I just presume this is what I'm saying to yourself, is when he's playing on the right, all he's got is his left peg, so there's no point in him actually beating a man and getting it to the byline, because all he's got left is to cut back onto the left, and it's done. I'll agree with you that he's a one-footed player, and that is bad. That's really bad. So if we're going to see him bombing down, taking men on, I think it has to be on the left. I really do. Yeah. And that's another problem, because this is all we've got is left wingers. All we've got is left wingers, mate. So
it's a killer, man.
Yeah.
You know why? Because in that what you've said, it basically, in my mind, it translates to being able to do one thing. That's
right. Yeah. Fair enough. Then that's fair enough. Yeah. Then that's fair enough, mate. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a tough one, but look, he's still a good player. There's still more to come from him. But my point of the matter is at the moment he's showing me one thing. So if I think of Antony, all I think of is, right, what's he good at? If someone says, what's he good at? Tell me, I haven't seen him play before. You know what he's good at? He's good at cutting in and whipping it and scoring goals like that. Anything, he's hard working, but he's good at, he won't take you down the line. He'll just cut in and get a shot off. Anything, I can't think of anything else that I can say he's good at. I really can't. And that's it. So I want to be able to say more, and I can't. Number 2, Garnacho live wire. This game was for him. He was the king in this game. He was causing havoc, and that when he cut in and he whipped it, I thought, goal, that's a goal. Keeper made a great save. He made it perfect height for the keeper, but that was still in the corner. He's cutting. You don't know whether he's going down the line or gonna cut inside. That's what your winger has to do to become something special. Remember when we had Dan James and he only ran down the line? And everyone knew it doesn't matter how much pace you got. If everyone knows you're going down the line, we're going to stop you, mate. It's too easy. The minute you go, I'm going down. No, I'm not. I'm going in. No, oh, wait a minute. What's he going to do? Is he going to score from coming inside? Or is he going to go put the ball down the line and then cut in and then play someone in? He's got everything. So you don't know what he's going to do. A man is a live wire, Garf.
Yeah, listen, you said it perfectly. The ceiling for this kid's sky high. So, yeah, I couldn't add any more to that, mate.
Yeah. He's a live wire, mate. You know what? Rashford comes on, continues his hot form. And this is the thing I want to see from the likes of Antony, the likes of the big boys. Garnacho's done it today. Even though he didn't score, he still ripped up men that he knows, like, this isn't my level. Like, you know now, when you see him playing at this level, he's too good. Rashford comes on and he scores 2 in the space of what? 15 minutes, 20 minutes, whatever it is. He shows that he's a Premiership player, because whenever you come up against the lower league, you rip them up. You fill your boots. That's what we used to do when we came up through the leagues. When I was playing in the Championship, we played League 1 and League 2 and lower. We were filling our boots. We were looking to fill our boots. Get your hat trick. Get your confidence up. That's where you do it. And if you actually are that level, you can fill your boots down at that level. But when you come up against that level and you're only playing that level, that shows that you are that level for me. But anyway, Rashford continues hot form. What you got to say on that?
No, listen, 100%, mate. And that's what you want to see coming up. I think it wasn't even 20 minutes, mate, to be fair. I think it was more like 10 or something. Like, seriously, like, he definitely scored the 2 goals, 1993 or something. So, hot form, long may it continue. His stats are going to look very good by the end of the season now as well, hopefully. And listen, I agree with you. We're moving back onto Antony again. I see where you're coming from. I do. He isn't doing enough like Rashford, like Garnacho. It's going to be a problem for him, but I think there's a lot more to come. But yeah, Rashford, pure fire at the moment. The kid is 25 years old, and he's back to that thing in 2019 where we were actually comparing him with Mbappe. Now, Mbappe's gone further on now. You know what I mean? Like, there's no comparison. I'm not trying to make that comparison. But Rashford is getting back to that level of form, and I'm very happy to see it. So
100%. That's another 2 goals. And now look, you know when I was talking about goals to games ratio, this is where it can look like, okay, no games, 2 goals. Or you're gonna put this down as 1 appearance, 2 goals. I wouldn't look at that being fair. If I was having a real thing, I would be looking at his minutes and adding it to his minutes and making that up as 90 minutes and saying, right, he scored 2 goals in that. So anyway, point number.
No, I think that's fair. Do you know, since you've done it with Martial, I've changed my tact on that. I think it is fair. If you've got the time to go through and find out literally find out goals per minute. I mean, you can find out goals per 90, but even that's a little bit askew. You know what I mean? If you actually add up the minutes, I think decent way to do it, mate. So
yeah, you know what? You've been talking about this lad for a while, getting his chance, and I've been wanting to see him get his chance as well. And we finally see him come on the pitch. And you know what? Pellistri looks decent. He looks decent. He looks quick on the ball. He looks like he's making the right decisions. Popping the ball. He made an assist. It was an assist, wasn't it? It was his assist.
Yeah, got the assist. Yeah, got his assist. Yeah, for the first Rashford goal, wasn't it? So
yeah, efficient play from the lad. And I like him what I'm seeing. I straight away, again, in this little amount of time, it seems like he's got more than Elanga can give us. I don't understand
100%.
why I can't play. Yeah. So, I don't know.
It's got to be an...
Who are you? Tell me who you are. It'd be nice to know who you are. But
not from me either, mate. Listen, Pellistri, like as you know, as people watch the show now, I've been on for him for a while. He was one of the reasons I didn't want to sign Antony in the summer.
Yeah,
I didn't because I wanted to see him and Dalot play, and both of them look decent. Man, Pellistri, it has to be an attitude thing because the talent is there.
It's my sister.
Yeah.
Gabriel. Thank you for coming on, supporting the show. Yes. I've got her onto a TV show as well, and she's absolutely loving it. This is us.
What?
This is us, people. This is us. Make sure you watch it and thank me later. But
is that the autistic one? The autistic kids in it? Because that was banging on Amazon Prime. This is us. Is that not it?
Andy Moore.
No. It ain't what I'm thinking of. It ain't what I'm thinking of. Then, yeah, no. But listen, Pellistri, mate. I've been talking about for a while. He's getting caps for Uruguay. It has to be a disciplinary thing because he hasn't been played ever. It must be a mental thing with him. It must be he doesn't do enough in training because the talent is there, 100%. And I think we're losing him. I think we lose him in the summer as well, don't we?
I hope we give him more minutes towards the end of this year, so we can, give him a chance to make that decision and to stay. So anyway,
I agree entirely.
Yeah. Point number 5 is, Ten Hag makes the right decisions once again. He's changed up the side. We've won 3-0 comfortably, and we're ready for our game on Saturday with no scares. We got the big boys still playing. We got some of the players that we needed to play to get more confidence. It's kind of done wonders because Antony scored as well anyway. So that will give him more kind of, the only problem is we've got Dalot getting injured there. But it's fine because Wan-Bissaka's come in and done an absolute great job. So, again, Ten Hag, fire. I can't even I can't fault him for every decision he's making at the moment. It's just ridiculous. So, you know what? Long may it continue. Continue. But look, let's get into the player ratings. Player rating time, Garf.
Let's go. Sorry, I do apologize. I was just reading Ten Hag talking about Pellistri, and when you read between the lines, this is what he's saying. He says they have to battle for it and to convince us, and more importantly, convince me they deserve to be in this team.
Yeah.
So he's one of the options, but he hasn't proved it to me yet. So it is what it is.
Yeah. Wait a minute. We've got some comments, actually. I think Martial can develop into a Harry Kane type of player. Link-up players scoring goals. That's what I personally want from him. You know what, Jinwei? I don't think he can ever be the kind of player of Harry Kane because he doesn't have that natural number 9 instinct. But in terms of the hold-up play, definitely agree. In terms of... that's basically it. I know he can score goals. He can score goals that other number 9s don't score. But the problem is he's never in those positions to score goals what real number 9 score in the 6-yard box, the dirty ones, in between players, getting your head cracked open and, sliding in when the ball's coming right at the back post. You don't see him scoring enough of those. And that's the only problem with Martial for me, that I can see him never being able to get to that. He's been a number of years playing now. You can't just automatically get that. You either have it or you don't. And I don't think he has it, Garf. What do you think?
No, I agree with you. I agree with the hold-up and link play. I think he's never going to be Harry Kane because of the size of Harry Kane and the movement of Harry Kane. But if you're talking about back to goal and taking the ball to feet and actually linking up the play, then 100%. The problem is, obviously, he's just got to get consistency into his game and do it. Yeah. Listen, we all... I think all Man United fans want to see Martial win, because since 2015 we've all wanted to see him doing well. It's just time is running out for the geezer now. I mean, what is he, 27, 26? To be Man United's main striker, I think that boat has sailed as well. To be outnumbered.
He's going to need to be sharing until we get a player who's really, really good. I think at the end of the season we will get that player.
Same here.
Then he will be that player who comes on, and it'll be nice to have him as the player who comes on because he's still a very capable striker. So that's what we want. Shooting Grudget says, Really boring game in all honesty, but I like Pellistri. Good that you like Pellistri that we thought. He looks exciting. Shoestring Project has his own channel as well, so make sure you jump on there. I've seen a bit of his stuff. Really good. I like what you say. I like how you talk about people as well. So I knew you'd like what we like. But yeah, player ratings time, Garf.
Yeah, let's go.
Time. I ain't got a picture of Heaton because he ain't played for us for a long time. So let's go with.
Yeah, the only picture I've got of Tom Heaton is from back in the day when he was a youth player. Listen, Heaton, very pleased for the man. I mean, he's my age. He's like 37, isn't he? 38, Tom Heaton, or whatever he is. So very pleased. He finally got his full debut at Old Trafford. It must have been amazing for him. I'm nothing but pleased for the geezer because you could see it on his chevy as well. You could see he was so happy. Great game. I love that early doors. Did you see that one? The low cross, he got down, took it hands, lovely catch, lovely throw out to the left flank to set an attack on its way.
And the one where he had to come up against 6'6", and he got his hands on it. And the other one where he got smashed, getting rid of it.
Punched it out, Listen, it was a faultless performance, bro. Charlton didn't offer much, so I can only give him a 7, but it's a 7. Like that's like everything he did was spot on. So fair play to him.
I'll give him a 7 as well. Let's move on to Dalot. Dalot was playing on the right until he got injured. How was he playing for you?
Well, I thought he was playing well, mate. He was intercepting, he was running up and down the flank, but mate, you got 25 minutes under your belt. I can't give you more than a 6. I just can't, you know what I mean? There's 25 minutes on the pitch. I'd 7. We're the same, you know what I mean? I can't give you nothing more.
Yeah, what he did was okay. It was good. And that was the thing. He played a nice little through ball as well that I noticed that could have been a goal. I can't remember who got on the end of it, but I think it was a Langer. He should have finished. But again, it's Dalot being the one who was supplying, so I was happy with that. Nathal says Marshall man of
Sorry, that's why I was laughing. I just saw that card.
This guy, Nathal, you're a madman. But anyway, let's keep going.
Is he there now?
Okay, let's go with Maguire. What are you thinking of Maguire then?
Do you know what? It's a 7 for Maguire. A decent game, but he still made 2 horrific mistakes. Got burnt up by a player, and that lunge that he went for. This is what I mean about Maguire. It's not me digging him out, but I say this all the time. Every game, he makes 1 or 2 mistakes that literally could cost us a goal. If Charlton had a bit of pass on them, they were 4 on 2 at the back against us. You know what I mean? But listen, decent game for me. I'm not going to dig him out. Lovely, as everyone says, lovely diagonals. I can't believe Charlton let that keep happening to Garnacho. that was it. Claire, he just allowed it time and time again. He obviously thought he could take him on the ground. No, you can't, mate. No, you got twisted. But we'll get it out of it. Yeah, 7 for me. 7.
Yeah, exactly what you said there. Look, he's had a steady performance, and again, it's just like them one-on-one little bits and pieces where you get done, but it didn't get done where it led to anything. So look. I'm happy. I'm all right.
Yeah, solid performance.
Shouldn't start.
No, he should not.
Definitely. I hope that's my sister as well saying that. She's learning something about football. Yeah, he definitely not. These are the kind of games he's made for until he leaves at the end of the season, I would say. Let's move on to Licha. What are you saying about Licha?
Oh, listen, he's solid. I mean, again, it's only a 7, but it's a higher 7 than most other people got. He's so solid. He don't care, does he? I'm not a big fan of the dark hearts of defenders because I was a winger. You must be the same. Stamping on my foot, coming through the back of me, all that nonsense. I hated it. But when it isn't me dealing with it, it's amazing. Do you see that when we just nudged that geezer in midair? It wasn't a foul.
Oh.
Yeah. That one's that's a little different, mate. But yeah. And he's just a master of it, man. Listen, I was very worried about his height. I can't believe there's still what I would call respected football pundits questioning his pace and his height. You're just looking for clicks and views, people. Like 2 games. After the first 2 games, we were all a bit like, oh. And then after that, it was like, this kid is amazing. Like, he's solid, bro. Solid. Yeah. So.
He uses class, man. He uses class. When he's on the ball at the back, you just know he's comfortable. And that's what I like about him, man. And obviously, there's no nonsense. He will mash you up. He will come in and take you out and win the ball at the same time. And the ref can't say nothing. And he hasn't got it wrong too often. So, you know, when he does get it wrong, don't say, oh, he's rash and he does. Okay, the one time he might get it wrong. But that's like the everyday thing for like a Maguire, isn't it? He gets it wrong every game, about 2 or 3 times. So the fact that Martinez doesn't really get them kind of ones wrong, when he does, don't call him a rash player, please.
No.
He's a
you know that will be the narrative, man. And the bottom line is the way he plays, there is a red card in his future somewhere because you can't get it 100% right 100% of the time. So
exactly my point. Malacia, What do you think?
Do you know what? I'm a little bit biased now because of those corners, mate, which were horrific corners. So, like, horrific. But he had a decent game, so I'm going to give him a 7 as well, to be quite honest with you. I was going to drop him down to 6. Yeah, I was about to drop him down to 6, but yeah, I can't do that just because of those corners, as bad as they were. Another solid performance from him. These are the sort of players I'm talking about that win you titles, mate. When Luke Shaw goes down, you've got a solid backup that can play 5-6 games, get you through a tough period, man. He's solid. So
100%. Yeah, I like the fact that he's comfortable at left back, and he just looks like a high energy player, and you're always going to get what you see, and that's all you want from your players. Sometimes it might be not so good, but a lot of the time you're playing a 7 at least. So you know what, Malacia, doing your job, mate. Yeah. And then we had McTominay in there, didn't we? We had McTominay in there. So McTominay.
Yeah. For me, worst player on the pitch today, McTominay. I mean, listen, the phrase "bog average" was invented for this player. Listen, he's a baller. Of course he is. He plays for one of the best teams in the Premier League and one of the best teams in the world. But, man, at this level, he is so average. Yeah, I can give 8, fair play. I can see why. That's what I'm saying. I'm being biased about it because of them corners, and we've given him a 7. But he was very energetic all game, breaking stuff up, strong. Yeah, so I can see it. It's not.
He was.
Yeah.
Right.
But back to Scotty. Listen, this is just a player that I think should move on. He would be fantastic at a mid-table Premier League team. It'd be a bit like do you remember when Nicky Butt moved to Newcastle? Now he's no Nicky Butt. But he became Newcastle's best player in a matter of minutes. You know what I mean? So
you remember when I mentioned a player who's better than him, and you was like, no, he's not. And you know what's funny?
John Joe Shelby. No, I'm not having it. I'm still not having it.
I know you're still not going to say it, yeah. But when I listened to an interview with I think it was Saint Maximin or Almiron, or it was one of them players. They said, "Who do you want in your side?" He said, "John Joe Shelby." Of any players in Newcastle, I want John Joe Shelby in my team. So I wonder why he's saying that. But anyway, I'm not going to say that more.
No, listen, I can see it. The ability's better.
Than McTominay.
Yeah, 100%. I agree with you. Now.
So, yeah.
I still wouldn't want John Joe Shelby at Man United, but I know where you're coming from. And McTominay, as I just said, listen, it's just so average, and he does what he does, man. You've always said about him. He rants about, he puts his body on the line. But, mate, 5, obviously, yeah. His passing is a joke. It's so bad sometimes.
Yeah, it's weird because he can play well some games, and you're like, wow, you bossed that. You smash someone up, and then you pass simple balls. But then it's like, when your simple balls are not able to be done, like, that's your game. As a midfielder, you're supposed to be able to pass simple balls around easily, like in your sleep with your eyes closed. So when you don't do that, you're going to get called out, and that's the problem there. But again, I don't mind him being a squad player for now. Obviously, once we start building up and getting better players in, obviously, he's going to be one of the ones who may have to go. We've always had them kind of players. But I don't think he's at the level of them kind of players, as you said.
No,
he's not. About a Nicky Butt there.
No,
even a Darren Fletcher. He's not as good as a Darren Fletcher, in my eyes. So I'm sorry, he's not. Darren Fletcher very, very good. He was a goal scorer in midfielder. And he always used to score for some reason. Always. So... I like that.
Listen, seriously, man. People, people. Cleberson, that's who was. Honestly, people.
Gibson. Remember Gibson?
Darren Gibson. Yeah, anyone like that. Did he pass away recently? Was that Liam Miller? Liam Miller's another one I can talk about. You know what I mean?
So, did he pass away? Okay.
Which one went to Celtic? It was Liam Miller, wasn't it? A few years ago now, Nath. Yeah. Liam Miller. Listen, I was about to say Cleberson. Cleberson had an awful time at Man United, but he was a better footballer than Scott McTominay, mate. So exactly what you're saying, man. Your passing needs to be your number one attribute when you're a midfielder. So Fred, decent game from Fred, to be fair. Yeah, decent game from Fred again, but again it's so. Is that again? We all forget, but when he was at Shakhtar, he used to be their free kick taker. Like he's got a free kick in him. Obviously, he's doing corners. Listen, Fred's much maligned player. I always lumped him in with McTominay. I actually think he's a far better player than McTominay. He's still average as anything, though. He's a backup player, but I'm giving him a 7 today. It's a 7.
So did I. So did I. Yeah, he just rats about, does what he does best, and he hits that free kick. If that goes in, oh my goodness me, I'm like, you better be on all the free kicks. No wonder why you stand on the free kicks. I didn't know why he was standing for. What are you doing stand on the free kick for? Get away. And now I'm like, okay, then you got the whip on you, have you? You've been watching my YouTube or what? Love it, Fred. Absolutely on fire. After that, Mr. Mainu was in there, so I didn't obviously get a picture of him. So just tell me what you thought Mainu did.
Listen, I was happy with him getting the minutes, but he looked a little lost today. I'm not going to lie. I think the pace of the game. I think for a young boy, he's only 17, isn't he?
Yeah.
To come against real men like Charlton. This isn't a Premier League team where they're going to stand off you, give you time and space. Charlton are going to be all over you like a rash. They're going to be getting their little nicks in. He's done well though. He had some lovely passing on him. This is the first time I've proper seen him. But yeah, it's a 6 for me for Man United. It really is. Like, I didn't see much. There you go. We saw the same game though. You know, he didn't do much, mate. So
let's see if we get the next few the same as well. Because obviously we got a few other players to think about. Actually, what the hell have I done with my next guy coming along? Right, we'll go with Elanga next first, and then I'll give you the next one after that. What are you giving Elanga anyway? Because I'm not going to say nothing.
Yeah, do you know, honestly, Nathan, I'm going to 5 for Elanga, mate. He did nothing all game. I didn't see him all game. Like, listen, there you go. I feel bad for him because he's not a striker. He really isn't. But, mate, like, nothing all game. So, yeah, he did so little that it wasn't even like he made mistakes. He just did nothing all game, mate. You know what I mean? So I can't even give him more rating than that. I can't tell you more than that. You know what I mean?
Exactly. So, I just saw him running around. He was running. And that's all I could say. Just running. And nothing. He did nothing apart from run. He works hard. He is not short of hard work at all. But quality, in terms of being a Man United player, I just can't see that ability there that we need. He's not like a Welbeck. You know, I think of him like, can you be what Welbeck was? You know, can you be like... That's why I mentioned Nani in my thing here, because I'm looking at wingers and I'm looking at my next player I want to talk about. But again, I just start thinking, can you not be like that player? Can you not be? And then I just mention it out of the blue, and it's like, what are you bringing up him for? What are you bringing up?
Mate, you got chopped down with that statement, mate.
Fred 7 out of 10 was better than Scott 5 out of 10. He should participate more in set piece taking. Damn right, Facebook user.
Yeah, definitely.
Your name is as well. I won't call you Facebook user again if you tell me your name.
Nath, it's your sister,
it
mate.
It can't be my sister, surely, because you can't know people like that. Surely. I'll be saying, listen, you better come on the show and take the show for me. On fire if that's the case. But yeah, all right, let's get on to this man. Let's get on to him. Where is he?
If it's Antony, Nath, you take it first, mate, because you got the fire for this tonight. So
yeah, well, look, I'm gonna give him a 6 today. Reason being is he scored his goal. But this is the thing. I believe that when you come in the Prem and you have a good season, what usually happens is people know about you now. And now it's about, can you do it the next season? And at the moment, when he first came in, like I said, he came to the club. I was really excited because I thought he's a player that takes you on, loves one-on-one situation. He's going to rip you down the line or cut inside. If you show him down the line, he's going to rip you inside and all of that. But like, it seems like he seems to only want to come inside and shoot. And again, when you see him get down the line, like he did today, he's on his left foot and he couldn't do anything with it. You could see he couldn't cross it outside the foot. There you are, Gabs. Love it. So he couldn't cross it with his left foot. And then he tried to do something with his right and he thought, no, I can't. And then he like cuts back and then he passes it back. And you're like, come on, lad. You're like, surely you're in these positions so often. You're one-on-one again. And when we had that great break and he was running, he was past all his men. And then they all caught up with him in the end. And then he tried to shimmy around and then decided, I'm going to go back. I'm like, come on. They're your chances to make something happen. That's where, if you see Mahrez get in there, he's getting his shot off. Saka in there, he's getting his goal, getting a shot off or a goal. Sterling in that position, see you later. It's shot. That's what you play football for, to get in that position. Not to get in that position and then go, nah, give it back. And get in that position, nah, mate. It's not enough. And the only reason why I'm giving you a 6 today is because you scored. You tell me.
So this could have been a 5. If he hadn't scored, you would have gone last 5 for him.
His foot, he didn't do enough at all in the game. I didn't see nothing. His link-up play wasn't that great. Okay, he runs around. But the thing is, he had the goal and he had the other shot. But the whole point is that there was nothing else. It didn't do anything else for me. I wasn't happy with anything. And that's why I was saying to you, you know what? Why am I expecting more than this from him? This is what I'm seeing. This is what he is. This is what I'm getting. So don't expect any more than what I'm seeing. So now I'm resigned to saying that's what he is. He cuts in, he shoots. And it might go in the sky or it might go in the goal. Because it's not that great a left foot either. When you're one-footed, like a Rivaldo, you're scared because anytime it opens up, it's a goal. I remember that Man United game. It's not even just the Man United game. 2-2 was it? Rivaldo opens it up, and you're like, oh no, it's gonna be a goal. Oh no. But when he gets on it, it's like you do feel like it can go on target, but when it doesn't, man, it's wayward.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm not happy. I want to see more.
No, I can feel it now. Now that I've seen you live, mate, I can feel it. Like, listen, I was giving him a 6 as standard. I thought he was a 6 performance today. I don't think the goal improved that 6 for me. So we've got the same rating, but mine's a high 6. I'm almost going 7.
Varane has more take on than Antony. I feel he's lost his confidence taking on defenders. Maybe that's the case. Maybe that's why
I said
he can't take on defenders because he's not doing it. What did she say? I just watched Gabrielle, my sister says, I just watched the Newcastle match. I'm on my way to knowing fit.
As long as you don't start supporting Newcastle, we're all right. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. Because
they're
they're about to struggle with us. We're about to fight.
Oh, mate, they're about to take us over, mate. They're about to take us.
I didn't want to say that.
Yeah, no, they are, man. I see it at the start of the season, bro. Listen, look, Antony, for me, I agree with the Facebook user here. I think he's playing with inside himself. We said this in either the pre-match or Thursday night. I said it. I think he's playing a particular role. And I don't think that you're ever going to see him, exactly what you're saying, be a player that takes on the man down to the byline and crosses in because he ain't got no right foot. That one, I remember the one you're talking about where he let everyone get back, but there's also another one we did take on a man to the byline. And then literally, did you see him? He drew his right foot back and was like, nah, mate, I ain't doing nothing with it. And just turned in again. I'm not as down on him as you are. I think he's done all right for us. Listen, almost every Ajax fan when we signed him said he was not worth 86 mil by a long way. Yeah. It's just that we had to pay that for him. In Ten Hag, I trust he wants him, but I will agree with you on this, Nate. If he doesn't pick up his game by the end of the season, then questions are going to have to be asked because we're Man United and we're looking to win titles again. We can't have a 6 every week in our team. So I know where you're coming from. I'm not as down on him as you are at the moment because I don't think I ever thought he was that player you're thinking of either as well. So, you know what I mean? It's one of them ones. My expectations were pretty tempered early days, but I still think he's a decent player at 22. I think we've got him for if he can find just 5% more in his attacking on players, you're looking at a really, really good player, man. So, but everything you say, I actually agree with you. It's just I'm not as harsh with it as you are for once. You know what I mean?
You know what? It's just if you can go both ways, it makes it very, very difficult to stop you, and that's what we need. We don't want one way. One way traffic means you just a struggle. So yeah.
The big problem was as well is that we'll get to it in a minute. Pellistri come on and done more in 7 minutes than Antony did in the whole game almost. So, Pellistri proved your point in the group. You notice I didn't say anything after that, mate.
Exactly my point.
Yeah. So I know where you're coming from. I'm just not as down on him as you are, mate. Oh.
Okay. Mr. Garnacho.
Oh my God, this kid is the future. Mate, I have seen the future, and its name is Alejandro Garnacho, baby. That is the future of Man United, this kid.
What a baller.
Listen, if you watch the game, you know how good he is. He is danger. Every defense, I would hate to play against it. Well, because I'd be on the right flank, but my right back, he'd just be going, please, come back, mate. I can't do it. It's going to be too right back. He's a terror, mate. And he's exactly this. I think someone like Garnacho isn't doing any favours because everything you want to see Garnacho's doing. And I just listen, the kid's talent is phenomenal. His ceiling, like I said, at the start of the show, is sky high. I'm touching wood. I pray that this kid doesn't get any kind of long-term injury and his form keep going on and on and on because he could be. So again, sorry, I'm just waxing lyrical about it. I'm giving everyone else 7s. I'm going to give him an 8. I am going to give him an 8. I'm going to give him an 8. And man, there you go. Look at that. My word. Yeah. He's just electric, mate. He excites me. This is the sort of football player I like to see. So, yeah, take it away, mate.
Yeah. So, obviously, he was in the first few minutes, he was the man to make something happen. A few minutes later, he's the man to make something happen. He's cutting in, getting shots off. He's going down the line. He's getting them balls from Dags, from Maguire, bringing it down, taking on his man straight away. And it's like, exciting football you want to see, everything you want to see. And I said to you, and then Antony on the other side, I'm not trying to kill Antony here, but my point is I want what Antony to do what Garnacho was doing, because I was like, wait a minute, how comes Garnacho's playing like an 86 million pound player and Antony's playing like he's just come through the youth and he doesn't know what he's doing? So I'm like, what's going on here? So now Garnacho deserves to play ahead of him. if he was playing on the right. He definitely should be playing. Imagine Rashford playing. I'd be like, you know what? Right now, it's Rashford, Garnacho on the wings. Sancho and Antony need to sit down based on form if they were on the wings. So this is the thing. We've got two players who are absolutely on fire, but playing in the same position.
This is why I'd move Rashie into the centre, mate. And as much as I like Martial, because Garnacho has to start for me. Like, it's almost first name on the team sheet, and then next is Rashford. So they both got to play. Yeah. And for me going forward, the team should probably be Garnacho left wing, Rashie through the centre, Antony on the right, or Sancho, whoever's, you know what I mean, or Pellistri, like, so on and so forth. For me, but yeah, listen, amazing, bro, amazing kid.
Yeah, you know what, Casemiro, I've got to give a mention because, again, he's come on and you see how he like dropped shoulders out of trouble out of 3 players in the way, like, and then he played 2 absolutely amazing balls. One ball out to Garnacho, and one ball out to Pellistri when Rashford scored the goal. I was like, what grass cutter was that?
He got the assist for the 3rd goal as well. He got the assist for Rashford's 2nd. Yeah.
That's what I mean. It's a grass cutter ball all the way out to Pellistri as well. And I was like, how the hell did that get through? What a ball. And on the other ball as well, I'm like, yeah, man, you know what? Casemiro, you've come on and just done what you do again in 10 minutes, mate. You were the difference why Rashford scored his goals. Because if you weren't on the field, Rashford don't score them goals. Facebook user says, Garnacho is talented. He's the future of Man United. The kid has so much energy and confidence. You know. Elanga must,
you know what?
Right.
Oh, sorry, go on. No, yeah, 100% going. That's what I'm there. Confidence. Antony just hasn't got it at the moment, and I don't know why. I really don't. Whereas Garnacho, 100%. As for Casemiro, mate, wow. Listen, people cut my arse away to like, he's 30 years old, mate. And I was like, mate, age only really matters when you're talking about pace, and he ain't got pace. He can play he can do a Modric, mate. We can have him for 7 years easily, like 5, 6, 7 years, man. So yeah, phenomenal.
You know what? You said confidence, but he scored again.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I don't know why.
And you're dribbling around and you're doing these little bits. It don't look like he's not confident. It don't look
to
like
take a man on. To actually dribble past a man is what I'm talking about. He doesn't seem to have that confidence, Dave.
I don't think he has it. I really you're
right, and he has not got that in his locker.
He doesn't have it in the locker because if Sam Maximan stands up against a man, no matter what level he's at, he's going, I'm at you. I'm at you, mate. You get the ball out to Martinelli, I'm at you. Saka, I'm at you. Mahrez, Garnacho, he's at you. Rashford now, they're at you. Doesn't matter if you lose the ball. Why is it that he is not taking them on? He isn't his game. Simple as that. Because you know what? Robin took people down the line and then cut back in. Once he's past his man, he still went back onto his left foot to do bits. Well, learn that then. Learn that. Don't mean you have to use your right foot once you take him down the line. Go and do something else. Like practice. Go and practice, mate. I want you to kill it. I really do because I really want to believe in you. But you're not doing enough for me. But anyway,
mate, it's just another one. If it doesn't work out for us, though, it'll just be. You look for our biggest signings. There's not many successes in there when you look at it. Lukaku, like he scored goals, but it wasn't a success. Antony's not lighting out right now. Fred, 50 mil for Fred. Obviously, Maguire, 80 mil. We don't do well with our major signings anymore. By the looks of things. Pogba, 89 mil. You know, like. Yeah. So listen, I've got hope for him. I really have. I've got hope for him. And yeah, obviously, also off the bench, Pellistri. I just like as we've spoken about it, but that kid needs more minutes. Immediately needs more minutes. Again, this is why I didn't want Gakpo. So I didn't want like Rashie. Come on, mate. I mean, that's an 8. He played 7 minutes, didn't he? What did he play? 7 minutes, gets an 8, 2 goals. Kid's on form, and I'm so happy to see it, man. Playing with a smile on his face. Shoulders are definitely lighter. I don't know what he went through last year, but it was clearly something. It was clearly something he was going through mentally that was stopping his exactly. It was stopping his game. He's inside his own head, and now, mate, I'm just so excited to see him play.
Yeah, it definitely was his in mental something mentally because we know, and obviously the injury as well that came.
Yeah.
And he's come back in he hasn't done a pre-season again. I remember saying to you before, like Drogba, he had a bad season 1 year, and he was saying, "Listen, it's because I didn't even have a pre-season. I don't have the tank to be able to play football properly because I didn't have that pre-season." And him not having the pre-season and also feeling down and also having some kind of problem mentally, he needed to really reset, and he did that. And that's why, because we knew what he's already done, we didn't give up on this guy because you could see it was a thing of, you're not even trying, like, but why are you not trying? Because you always try. Something's wrong. It's not like you haven't got ability. We've seen your ability. We've seen you score mad goals. We've seen you pace out every team. We see you score against every team out there. So there definitely was something off the pitch and not related to ability. And man, he's back. He is back, and he got an 8 once again.
Day,
he is our main man. He's our main man.
100%.
So yeah, last man but not least. Give it 2 seconds. Just literally give it 2 seconds. Erik ten Hag.
Yeah, listen. I mean, what can I'm giving him a 9 just because I can't give him a 10 because it's not a cup final or something. But he's making every decision right. It's another clean sheet. We're into a cup semi-final. I mean, where am I taking points away, Nath? Where are we taking points away from? So it's a 10. It's a 10. Yeah, I'm literally sitting here. 9. Yeah, it's a 9 or 10. Where are you taking that point off of him from? Like, we were slow to start. We were slow to start.
I think the reason why I wouldn't give him a 10 is because it wasn't like a 5-0.
Exactly, yeah.
5-0, 6-0, when the way it should be against a team like this, then yeah. But you know what? 9's good enough. But look what Facebook said here. That's a great shout, to be fair. What Casemiro is doing right now in our midfield sometimes is combo of Modric and Tony. It actually is. And how crazy is that? He was with them, playing with them, and we were like, he's the least of the three. Look how good this guy is. It's just ridiculous. He's unbelievable. Unbelievable. I can't believe I didn't realize how good he was. But yeah.
I don't watch Spanish football very much, so I never pay much attention to it, if you know what I mean. But listen, when we signed him, 70 mil, 30, I was also a little dubious. But come on now. No one, I don't want to hear any questions about Casemiro from any football fan, period. That will tell me you know nothing about ball. Your ball knowledge is weak if you're telling me Casemiro ain't a great signing, 70 mil or not. So
exactly. But look, that's the end of the show. We've got 40 minutes in. That's
done a 40.
Talk about. And let me take that player ratings off quickly before we carry on. But look, we had a few new names in there. Remember to hit the subscribe and the like button as well. And make sure you hit the notification so you can obviously see when we come on, because we do post this one a bit late because we don't know what the score is until the end. So we have to put the title relating to the score as well. So, yeah, once again, Garf, it's been great talking to you.
Pleasure, mate.
And we're always pretty much on the same lines. Always. Always. I even try my best to not tell you my rating.
You never do. It's still exactly the same, mate.
So yeah.
Apart from Antony today.
Yeah. All right. Nice chatting with you. I'm Alex. Yes, Alex.
Nice to meet you, Alex.
Make sure you join us on YouTube so we see your name, and obviously we can get you on the show as well if you want, because you've had a great shout there. A few good comments there. So yeah, make sure you hit the subscribe as well, mate. But yeah, we will see you guys on Thursday for the weekly show. All the latest gossip, all of the a bit more talk on the Antony situation, a bit more talk on the Felix going to Chelsea. Why I think it's a problem for him to go there and put himself in the same situation as he already is.
He's
Stupid move.
Yeah, that's silly. They were the only ones willing to pay the money. Yeah, they're the only ones willing to pay the money, Nate. But yeah, it's going to get heated Thursday night, I reckon. It's going to be fun talking about Antony.
It is, especially if Alex is on. We'll love it, because Alex is going to be a bit upset with that. But yeah, peace out, guys. Stay safe, and we'll see you Thursday.